What is up, all you freaks out there? How's it going?
Good.
The trifecta is back together again. Three amigos.
That's right.
Together once again.
Yeah.
And of course, it's appropriate that we are together on National Hug Your Cat Day.
I just need a cat to hug.
Yeah, I mean, I had to find some random cat and start hugging it.
Get off me.
Get my face all scratched up.
I'll just give mine some extra love from y'all. There you go.
Aww.
Yes. It is also National Cheese Day.
All right.
I love me some cheese.
Me too. So if you want to hug cheese, you can do that.
I can do that. I want a cat so bad. I want a few cats.
The other day, I was in their living room, and my couch is right next to the door that goes outside to the hallway in my apartment complex. And I heard this like cat meowing outside really close. And I'm like, so I opened the door thinking just to see where the cat was. Damn thing runs inside.
The cat distribution center picked you. It's yours. Congratulations.
Well, because the people upstairs left their door open all night, and the cat got out.
Damn.
I mean, too bad I didn't come down here today. I could have hugged it. But
I don't know. Not all cats are huggable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mine has his moments.
Yeah, cats aren't the friendliest creatures in the world when they don't want to be.
Same with people.
But I'm sure if you just told them, look, it's National Hug Your Cat Day, they would completely understand and be like all for it. Get into the holiday spirit.
God.
So, How was your weekend, Sarah? Your birthday weekend at the beach. You have fun?
Was fantastic. It was nice. I miss the water. I want to live. I want to build a house like right on the beach, but I know that literally it would probably get knocked over by a hurricane or something.
Yeah,
That
more
would
than
not be
likely.
good.
Well, I don't know. I mean, people build houses down there all the time. It's not like every house that gets built down there gets knocked down by a hurricane.
Yeah.
No,
You know?
no, it's like one a year.
Yeah.
Can
I
I
say about that because wasn't it last week? I saw a post where one was like in the middle of the day just crashed.
say something right quick?
You can say something right slow if you want to.
To the left of me,
Hey, Sheila.
Thanks,
my
Shayla.
closet is right there,
Yeah.
and my clothes just went like this, like went
You
back
maybe
and
got a
forth.
ghost cat.
Yeah, you have a ghost cat. He wants a hug right now.
Listen,
Or they're telling you not to build a house at the beach.
leave me alone. Leave me alone while I'm podcasting. Please leave me
This
alone.
is live on having a ghost interaction on a paranormal show would be pretty, dare I say, freaking
You
awesome.
know how many times people have contacted me and been like, we always hear like whispering and talking while you guys are doing your podcast? Do you know how many? I've gotten like seven
Dude.
messages like of people like just spontaneously listening to us and just hearing like straight up EVPs.
Last week's show was a little bit. I mean, I love having haunted nights on, but there is something going on with them where there's a lot of feedback. It was almost distracting. Did you hear it, Rhonda?
I could hear it. It wasn't horrible.
I didn't hear any of it.
It was just really bad on my end.
I thought it was me, but
It was
then
a
I
good
muted
show.
myself and it was still happening, so it wasn't me.
It was a good show. I love having them on the show.
Yeah, they're great.
And I love having them at the
Hey,
cabin.
I
in a few
heard there's
weeks.
some sellouts already starting for their event.
Yeah, I'm worried about.
Yeah, Shayla, she sees it. Yeah, the feedback.
I'm worried about the cabin coming up because I still need to buy my ticket, and I'm worried that it's going to be.
Just come as my guest. Just show up. It's fine.
Okay.
You're gonna help out.
I'm Brian's guest.
You're gonna help. It's fine. You don't have to pay. It'll be good.
I know Ryan Jones.
That's right.
I kind of know him a little bit.
Just
Tell him Ryan sent you.
They'd be like, Ryan, who?
Who? What are you talking about? I'm not even allowed to go. I gotta buy my ticket.
We're just going to sit by the car and look at.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out. And the people who go to concerts and hang out outside to hear the music, that's gonna be me.
That's gonna be me too. I'm
hanging out in the median across the street. Hey guys, can I come in too? No, go away.
I just want to be in the same, like, I don't know.
I want to see the Wraith Chasers too.
Like something, I don't know.
Oh man! So tonight we're going to give a shout out to New Jersey True Paranormal. Now their last post was in 2023. So
okay. So
hopefully
maybe
it was in July of 2023. So maybe they're taking a little
a year ago.
And we're gonna.
They're just so busy. They're not posting.
Yes.
I mean, we barely post on ours. So I'm like, these people that are like not posting on Facebook, I kind of get it. I get it, y'all.
You get distracted if you're not doing anything, and you don't have to post every investigation you go on, I guess. Okay. But for people like us trying to give people shout outs, it's kind of hard to be like, are you around or not? But hopefully this right here, we're a shout out about to give them, to give them the kick in the butt that they need to get back in gear.
All 7 of us
on it.
Yes,
we are watching.
The freaking awesome love that you're about to get, guys. Get back out there because there are people in New Jersey who need help. And we're here.
How did the new people do it now? We did it like this.
Well, Teresa, come out to the cabin on 360 and you'll be able to meet them.
There's like this.
It's like this, but then it's something like, I don't know.
Like that.
No, maybe.
That weird.
Listen, I am my mother right now. I remember growing
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
like, my mom was like, I was like, Mom, stop doing it. Like, you don't know how to talk like us. Stop talking like us. And here I am, like, trying to figure out how
I'm saying,
do like the heart. God damn it. Fuck. When did I get old?
why do they call like hot dogs glizzies?
What?
Right.
What the
When
fuck is a
Isabella
glizzy?
said that, I was like, why are you talking about a fucking gun? Stop talking about a gun. She goes, Mommy, a glizzy is a hot dog. And I'm like, who the fuck
Dude,
came up
How
with
does
that?
that
He's
even
making up
relate?
words for shit now.
Hot dog.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like no cap. That's like don't lie, no cap.
Yeah.
Now it's like I was just saying on fleek the other day. Now I'm saying no cap.
On fleek. That's on fleek. I don't even think
Oh,
that's still a
God.
thing anymore, Ryan.
Mm-mm.
Off the chain.
That's tight.
Yeah, that's tight. Yeah. You show how old we are. That's so
That's rad.
That's tight.
that is so on fleek. Off the hook, yo. So New Jersey, New Jersey True Paranormal. So from Howell, New Jersey. So if you're in Howell, New Jersey, and you have a paranormal problem, look up New Jersey True Paranormal. We are a dedicated group of professional investigators ready to help. We are a small, trustworthy team prepared to help you understand the events occurring in your life and bring peace. So if you want peace, call True New Jersey True Paranormal. If you don't want peace, you want chaos, don't call them.
Or you want false paranormal.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. If you want like
Gotta
a
be
bunch
true.
of liars.
Yep. Don't call them.
Yeah.
Don't
Teresa
call-
Chalmers, is from Ontario,
Don't
Canada.
tax my gig.
Don't
I like
tax
it.
my gig so hard. See, I don't even know no idea what you're even saying right now. I think we need to get
What does that
Teresa
even mean?
Chalmers.
I'm so
She's into
confused.
paranormal
Yeah. Yeah.
on the
she
show.
needs
We
to
haven't
come on
had
the show.
anybody from Canada. Actually, no, we did have
I have a friend in
girl
Canada.
from-
We should have her on. She's a psychic medium. We should have her on.
Ooh, our next
Carrie Lynn Shelton.
roundtable.
oh yeah. Give a shout out to Middletown Paranormal. They're watching us. Shayla's there. Shout out to
Shayla.
Pungo Paranormal. Heaven is watching us.
Hey, Heaven.
Polly Shore. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Oh
love him.
my God.
God.
Remember him on MTV.
Yep.
He was so funny. I loved all of his movies.
I like the Encino Man.
Biodome.
Yes, I've seen Biodome. Encino Man was my favorite one I
Yeah.
remember, anyways. But and his son-in-law was pretty funny.
Son-in-law was good.
That was a funny
Well,
movie.
thank you, Heaven. Thank you for being here. Our support, our
Appreciate it.
fans, our freaks. We got a
We-
good guest tonight. I'm excited to talk with him.
Me too.
But first, we need to talk about a word that we need to bring back, and that word is
right. Some of these words. I don't know. They should come back.
Rapscallion.
What you got?
What's the word?
Rapscallion.
Oh God.
Stallion.
Yes.
Is it somebody that talks a lot of shit but doesn't back it up?
It's the person who, especially a man or a child, apparently a woman can't be a rapscallion,
The fuck?
who is dishonest or causes trouble, but you still like them. That rapscallion.
That rapscallion.
It sounds like something you would say if you were like in like a Three Musketeers movie, like with the hat with the big feather coming out.
It sounds like a
Rapscallion.
movie. Sounds like a Disney movie.
It
Rapscallion.
does.
It does.
Rapscallion.
You rapscallion.
Rapscallion too. Rapscallioners.
So close to rat bastard.
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 That's a better one. I like that one better, Teresa. I like it better.
That's funny.
The rock. So close to rat bastard.
Ninja Turtles.
That's that is the PG version of rat bastard.
Rapscallion. Rapscallion.
That's what Splinter is, a rat bastard.
Yeah, he is. Mhm.
Oh, so next week we're gonna start something new, a new
Yes, we
segment
are.
of our introduction. We're gonna have Miss Rhonda. She's gonna be pulling a card.
for the
show.
collective.
She's going to pick the best, very best decks that she has,
Yep.
and she's going to pull a card, and it's going to.
Ooh.
Do a single card reading for the collective.
Yes.
That's fun. Oh, that was so
tune in next week.
exciting.
Yes, yes, yes.
I want you to read my card.
Here's my card.
We can do that offline.
Yes. We can do a show, a card reading show, and like later on this fall when you feel more comfortable.
Okay.
That would be fun.
You know?
I'll say
We have
yes, Wanda.
so of October and
Wanda.
November to fill. So we have
all
some
right,
time.
all right. I will. I'm actually there. I'm going to go ahead and announce it at Kim Sage location. We've picked a date. There will be a beginning tarot class that I will be teaching on September the 7th. Time and stuff to come.
There you go.
I want to.
So it will be after the class. So you'll be ready to rock.
That's right.
By the time we
That's
have
right.
every time we have our show. Hey, Shonda's on. What is up, Shonda?
Hey, Shonda.
Hey,
Shonda was my
Shonda.
first tarot student, so I'm excited. Lois Clark finally. Shh.
It's about time. God. We are in Virginia, Teresa. Okay. Now it's time for Sarah's section.
Woo.
Questions with Sarah. What is the question?
Woo, you ready? This one's a good one.
Yes.
Would you rather attend a seance with a famous medium but risk encountering evil spirits, or visit a haunted forest at midnight known for mysterious disappearances?
Let's bring in our guest, the haunted Raven, so he can join in on the discussion. Welcome, Drew. How are you?
Hey, Drew.
Uh-oh, he's muted. Let me see.
I can't hear you.
There we go. Unmute.
Nope.
Unmute. Can I mute it, or he has
There
to
you
admit?
go.
We got
There
it.
you go.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like typical for me. So
Okay.
I do it all the time. I'll do it like half a show
You're on
and
mute.
not realize I haven't pushed go live yet. So,
I've done that. Wow.
So Drew, let's answer the question. What would you do?
All right, I'm gonna have you repeat that question because I couldn't hear that last part of it. I didn't hear the beginning part of it. I heard the last question about the mysterious forests with disappearances and things like that.
Okay.
So the first one again.
Yeah. So, would you rather attend a seance with a famous medium but risk encountering evil spirits, or visit a haunted forest at midnight known for mysterious disappearances?
I'll go with the first one, considering I'm about to actually endure a haunted forest that is known for disappearances of all time. So I'll go with the first one, considering I'm about to do one. Let's try a different one that I haven't done.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So
That's fun. Can we ask what forest this is?
I'm
it a
probably
surprise?
going to butcher this name because it's not in the US. I want to say it's called the Hayabusa Forest, but I'm probably wrong. But it's actually a forest that's known to be extremely haunted in Romania, known
Wow.
for disappearances. So
That's fun.
Well,
That's
Oh my
fun.
god.
yeah.
Well, don't disappear.
so this isn't your last
I
podcast.
have a friend going with
This is
me.
your last podcast.
I said that I got a friend that's going with me. We joked. I was like, we're just gonna have to like put a leash on me or something because it's actually for the door. So I joked. I was like, we all know how I am. If I see something, even if we're in a group, my feet go in that direction because
Oh
I'm
my
like
god.
shot and I want it. And so it doesn't matter how scary it is or how like dangerous risk. I'm like, if I see a shot, I want the shot.
Mm,
So Drew is prone to wander off.
Absolutely.
listen.
Everybody who's gone with me to do photos or something, I'm very much like if I just walk off and somebody's like, "Where did Drew go?" They're like, "Oh,
You gotta get the good shot, man.
So do you need like a toddler tether?
probably." You
Yeah.
might want to get two of those just in case one
Just
breaks.
two. One attached to your wrist, another one attached to a backpack.
Yeah, or my ankle. So if I run into
Listen.
and then you just drag me back.
You know
There you
what?
go.
They need
There
to
you
come up with that. That
I don't
needs to
know
be
if I'm
free.
going a forest that you're known to disappear in. I might want one on my wrist, my ankle, my back. Just make sure I get back.
I was gonna say, just hang me up and just let me just do my thing. Can you come in?
Like a country, like
Pull me
vest.
back. Yeah.
Or those leash things, pulling back and shit.
Yeah, you know what? As a
Backpack.
kid, I used to have a leash on me. My mom used to like go in like crazy big places because I'm known to wander off. So I ended up having a leash on me as a child. So you know what? Might as well as an adult too.
Me too. My mom actually lost me at a store once, and then after that, she was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna attach a leash all the
I
time."
used to get lost in like the shopping mall and be like convinced that I was going to be homeless because I would wander off into like the clothing section of like the kids section looking at toys. My mom would go the opposite way and I'd like freak out because, oh my God, I'm going to be living on the streets now. Like I was lost for a minute or two.
Have y'all ever hid
Those-
in
was
the
harrowing.
clothes?
But I mean, I've definitely
Trying to play hide and seek and
I
shit.
include.
Home Alone. But you know, you
I do.
kind of know how to survive being homeless a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah.
See,
I was like, all right, I'm gonna make a shelter here in the t-shirt section here. I'm gonna
Listen,
store for food in the food court.
has all your necessities all in one place. You got this.
yep, there you
We
go.
believe in you.
I think it'd be awesome to be locked in a shopping mall and like just have like play hide and seek with a bunch of friends.
What
in
about like
there.
a haunted mall?
That'd be even more fun. Or investigate like an amusement park, like
Yeah.
King's Dominion or
Amusement park.
something when it closes down or something like that. I wouldn't. There's a lot of energy.
There
Like those
is.
old
Do you
abandoned
understand how
amusement
many
parks.
like spirits come up to me and like one day that we're there? Like we encountered at least like 10.
I
my
can
kids were
imagine. And not only that, it's a place that was once happy, right? Even though
Yeah.
it's been a lot. This comes into play with buildings, right? Depending on the building that you're going to, obviously you're going to experience different energies. But I feel like amusement parks like that, it's like they literally are just filled with so much of that good energy, of that excitement, the happiness. You know, that's where a lot of kids would go and play. You know, even adults even would have fun at those things. So I can only imagine the amount of energy, especially just stepping foot on the property and then walking around and having them just walk up to you. Hey, you know, like the spirits in
Yeah.
general. So
It's wild. So my son has my ability. So does my daughter. But my son saw like a man, like an older African American gentleman sitting on the bench next to him and literally just started talking to him. And I didn't see him. I was like, "Who are you talking to, son?" And he had told me. And so I was like, okay, you know, what is he saying? And apparently, like his family went there every single year. And that's just where he loves to be. And so I was like, all right, okay, sir. All right.
Yeah.
So he followed us around the park the entire time.
I wonder how many people we see walking around that aren't really there, but we see them.
Right.
don't
Like
even
someone
wanna-
like that. Yeah.
because I see them all, especially in my room, in my house. They're
Mhm.
always behind my clothes, and then like I see them like a whole shadow outline everything with them peeking out. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, I see you. You can come over.
Yeah,
Like, I'll watch a movie. I'll invite
not
them.
fooling
Like,
anyone.
movie. I have Harry Potter playing or something. You know, like come out. And to know that there's probably a lot of people that we'll probably speak to that are nobody else can see. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised with things nowadays.
Mhm.
And almost to me, even though I know the spirits are always around us no matter what, every day, you know, it's not at just haunted locations. You could be at the grocery store. Next thing you know, there's times I'm at work and I see, like, I'll see something just walk past an aisle. Jesus. And
I
I'll
walk past an owl too.
now, if it transforms into an owl, then we're dealing with something else.
Listen.
But yeah, it makes you wonder too. Now we're all gonna be sitting here talking to somebody, but then making sure nobody's looking at us
I'm
crazy.
like,
We're
to my
talking to a real
wife,
person.
Is she real? Is she real?
Checking my closet now. Make sure that
Listen, I mean, my closet's right here, and whatever the hell just like moved my clothes.
I was gonna say when you said that, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised.
My house is haunted as fuck. Like
I
it
can't
is
tell if
haunted.
mine's haunted from it just being an older house, or if it's haunted because of all the stuff that I brought into my house as well.
Right.
I feel like it's
probably a little bit of both, I would say.
It's a mix of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a question for you.
Absolutely.
How did you become interested in the paranormal, like investigations? Like, how did you get into the field?
So as a kid, I've always been obsessed with the dead in general. Um, with my grandfather, he passed when I was very young, but he was like, for me at that time, he was the only father figure I really had. So when he passed away, it hit me hard. And from that point, I've always been obsessed with trying to speak to the dead, communicating with him in any way possible. I've never actually pulled out a Ouija board because I've heard enough things, and I'm like, yep, nope, we're not doing that.
Mm,
I don't know enough about it. I'm not going to mess with it, you know.
Exactly.
But finding a group to kind of, I had friends. We usually messed around with stuff, but I never really full on investigated. Like I've had some weird experiences throughout my life, you know, feeling things. There was a house that I once lived in that was extremely haunted. It was when I lived in Kansas, and it used to be an old antique shop. So it turned into a house. So I can't even imagine anything that was, whether something that was there or something that was brought into the house, you know, to the shop at that moment, and then turning it into a house. You would walk through that place at night, and it's like, you know, when you watch movies and it's like all of a sudden they're in, like, for instance, Insidious, and they're in the farther, right?
mhm.
It's like he strikes that match, and then all of a sudden he's surrounded by the dead, and he's just standing there with his little light, walking through the living room during, like, at night. You just feel as if you're just moving through a crowd, and they're just all standing around watching you.
That's wild.
So there's like things that happened. There was a person that also lived at the house who took a photo one time. She used to always decorate her house, outside of her house, inside, would take photos and post them on Facebook because she's proud of it, you know. And I wish I still had the photo, but there was a photo that she took in just the front side of the house. She was standing across the street, just taking a whole front side view, and you just see something over in that front door area. And you zoom in, and it almost looks like a little girl just standing in the doorway. And it's a screen door. So that screen part, or like that glass part or screen, you know how it's a little lower, and then you have like that white part. You would have seen her, I say, like stomach area up is all you would see.
Oh,
White dress,
That's cool.
long hair. Yeah, it was crazy. So you had little things that really sparked my curiosity, because growing up, my mom used to also make me watch horror movies and then terrify me. So as a kid, I
Me
was
too. Yeah.
yeah, never really, you know, she did that shit so she could purposely scare me later and get like a lot of that, you know.
Me too.
So, like, it took me a while to really like get okay with sitting in the dark, or get okay with feeling that energy like around me like that. And for the longest time, I never really understood it. I thought it was just weird feelings that you feel and you just keep moving. But then there's been certain things that kind of just stand out to you, and it makes you wonder, how is that possible? Yeah, heaven and my mom have become best friends at this point.
Oh.
I'm trying to actually figure out the time that these guys can get together and investigate. She's been sitting here talking about it nonstop, so we need to make that happen at some point. But you have little things when you find out as you get older, like little towns, right? And you're a teenager, so you're like, let's go see what this is about, right? So a couple of my friends and I drove to Atchison, and we had some weird experiences out there. Going to there's Jackson Park is supposed to be really haunted. We went out there to hear the woman scream in this certain dwelling area, and we never heard anything, but we did have a weird thing with the car where it almost, I mean, granted, I obviously believe, like, you know, we were going up a hill. So is it possible that going up the hill was causing enough friction to kind of pull the car back? Could be, absolutely. I'm not going to disregard that, right? But at the same time, like, me and a friend of mine said it at the exact same time, and I was like, it almost just felt as if something was just pulling, and she's like pulling it back. I'm like, okay. Like, it was almost as if you could feel the force of the car moving back, but I feel like the hill wasn't really that big, but it was dark, so it was also hard telling. So I've always been on the line, like, it could be this, it could be paranormal, but at the same time, we're on a hill, so it's hard for me to say. Now, if it's a flat surface, and all of a sudden our car starts moving back, okay, then that's like...
Listen, I'd be...
So, I mean, there was that. We go, and a friend of mine was like, I've never seen, like, we were talking about the Sally house. And he's like, I've never even seen it. Like, what? We should go check it out. So I'm like, well, we can't go inside. I was like, but it's literally on the main street. I said, so we can just pull up on the street and you can see the house from there, right? So he's like, yeah, let's go. So we go. It's like 1 a.m. at this point. And this thing, I don't know how to explain it, right? But he gets out of the car. We pull up to the house, and we're all just staring at it, right? And so he's like, I want to go up. And I was like, you can't do that. Like, that is trespassing.
Yeah.
And he's just like, screw it. So he's like, I'm not going to go inside. So I was like, okay, whatever. So he goes out, and we're all stuck in the car, so just waiting and watching. And then he's walking up. He gets right up to the porch, and then all of a sudden he went to go knock. And it's right before he goes to knock, the porch light flipped on.
Oh
So
my God.
fuck
Oh my God.
right? But there was no
Yeah.
cars like in front of the Sally house. There could have been cars on the backside, granted, but I don't know. I'm gonna sit there and say probably not because I don't know. It could have been, but it was when he said that he got back to the vehicle. Right, as soon as he got right back to the vehicle, he put his hand on the like the car door handle, and the light turned off. And he just turned back and looked. And he just got back in the car, and he's like, "What?" I was like, "What did?" I was like, "Was there someone inside?" He goes, "I put my ear to the door, you know." And he's like, "What's up, paranormal theory?" And he's sitting there like, all I kept hearing was a static noise. I never heard anybody walking up near the door because I would assume, right, most porch lights, your living room light or whatever that porch door, it's gonna be like typically right there. It's not like you got to walk across the room to get to that light switch, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So my whole thing is how did that light just flip on at the right moment that you're about to knock, but then turn off at the right moment that you're back at the car already about to get
That's wild. So
I
She
first
must
thought it was
be
like luring
coincidence.
you in.
weird. He definitely wanted to go back and like
Yeah.
explore and shit, but I was like, yeah, I don't know. That just didn't sit right with me.
like, did you look at the light to see if it was like a motion detector or anything?
That's what I assumed it was. Truthfully, because if it just flipped on and nobody's there and then it flips off, I just assume motion detector light, right?
Yeah.
But if that's the case, right, even if that was a motion detector light or something, wouldn't it have gone off not when he's already on the porch, but like prior to
Right.
that walking up?
Yeah.
Walking up to the
Exactly.
porch.
And if,
That's
what
if
was
you
you.
get out of range, and
They
then
don't go right off. It takes
No,
a while before they go
yeah,
off.
a little bit because it's
Super
something
easy
there.
to determine if it's a motion detector or not, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't get out of the car, so I didn't look. So I don't know.
Right, fuck that
But
shit.
my mind was like, if that was motion sensor, how is it, right? Like, I get it 100%. And that's where my mind went. That was definitely motion sensor. But everyone's like, no. There's no way, because that turned on right when he had his hand up on the door and then turned off right when he got back to the car. So something was watching the house and just did not want us there. But he kept saying all he kept hearing was this static sound, like almost as if a radio was left on with no voices coming through, no singing, or if a TV was just left on with white noise.
Oh, that's weird.
That is creepy. And plus, you're on there. You're not really supposed to be there in the first place. You're not really going to look to see if it's motion sensor or not. Once the light comes on, you want to get out of there just because you don't want to go out for trespassing.
I almost feel like it wasn't that it didn't want him there. It was almost like it was luring him in. It's like,
Yeah,
"Come
that's
on,
what I
I'm
was
here.
thinking.
Come on in."
I was thinking that something was either
We'll
watching
leave the lights on for you.
not welcome. Like, hey, we know you're here. We're here. We're watching. So be cautious. That's kind of what I
I
was
dare
thinking.
you.
Like,
Come in.
yeah, that's what I was like.
I wish you would.
Usually, like
I wish you would.
Wow.
You're so stupid.
like, come out of that. So I'm just like, let's not. But that little bit there was enough. I ended up. I don't really like to talk about this part, but I mean, at the same time, I'm a very open and honest person. It was something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I had gotten a really huge opportunity with a ghost hunting company. There's a lot of people who know about this company because they kind of fell in really bad shape. So I got a huge opportunity with them. I almost felt as if I was meant to kind of work for this company because I got the interview sent or application sent from my mom. She sent to me while I was at work. And I kind of ignored it because I was like, what the fuck? This just sounds like a scam, right? Somebody's looking for a ghost hunter or a paranormal. I was like, it just doesn't seem real. Then another friend of mine sent it to me. They're like, dude, this seems like right up your alley. You should do it. And I was like, what are the odds that I just got sent this twice within the same week? Right. Yeah. So I was like, all right. My thought was the odds of me getting this job is probably going to be like me going for an acting position. It's not going to happen. Right. So I put it out there for a hell of it. I didn't really think much. Next thing I know, within a few weeks, I got an email back. So I was like, okay, asking for an interview. Did the interview. And then I'm like, all right, so that's cool. Looking back now and hearing way after all of this, apparently I failed every question to that interview.
Oh,
And I thought I like passed it. I was like, I aced it with flying colors. Like, I think it's good. But apparently I answered every question wrong still. And I got in somehow. I did the opening. What is it? The open interview, or where you go in person. And they basically kind of were trying to see like personality wise, you know, if you're going to be good with guests type of things, your knowledge on equipment, different things like that. And somehow I aced that. I felt like I really didn't talk much. I'm normally a quiet person. I like to kind of sit back and read the room and then kind of engage that way. But somehow I got the job, and I started off with investigating. And then it kind of, people saw my photos, and photos reached higher people in the company. And next thing I know, I was being brought on as their photographer and their social media person. So then from there, I got even more addicted to this stuff, because not only was I just taking photos of these incredible places, but I also got to investigate a lot of them. Walking around them, you have these insane experiences sometimes, even if you're just there feeling it. I've had times where I'm walking around an asylum, which is always the ones that I seem most drawn to. And I've gotten emotional just walking through there, you know? So, I mean, with that, it just amped it up even more for me. I feel like I found my purpose within it all, because there's a lot of things I didn't agree with within that company, a lot of things that I tried to help, and I was shut down for. A lot of things taken away from me. I was even let go because apparently I knew too much. So it is what it is. So I ended up, I was frustrated with it and was just going to walk away, because I was thought, you know, maybe this is my path here is done, right? Maybe it was just for my photos or something, because my photos really started to take off even after that, even more so, right? And I saw the true potential in my photos even after that. And now I've started my own, because at the end of the day, I feel like I want to do right by a lot of the locations, a lot of the people who were let down by this company. You know, and I feel my biggest thing is that exactly what Paranormal Theory said, and Evan has said. Now I'm creating a name for myself, and a lot of people still know me from that company, but they do know me as the person who did try to help them. A lot of them, which I'm very thankful for and grateful for, because obviously with the name of the company, when you're kind of known with that, a lot of people seem to turn you away because they think you're just going to be like them, which I completely understand 100%, you know. But when it comes to the paranormal, I do things a little differently than most. I mean, it's probably maybe not as much as people show it to be, but for me, because I have a lot of, it's weird, I have a lot of love for the dead, for probably more than most people should. I mean, I know we all get it, because we're all a community, so I know you guys get it. Talking to somebody else, they'd probably like, the fuck is wrong with this guy? You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I've had so many experiences where you just want to be there with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I love the penitentiaries, don't get me wrong, I really do, but I feel way more drawn to the hospitals, the asylums.
Yes.
They're the ones where it's like you really feel like you want to help them, you know. And for me, I fully believe that the paranormal doesn't have to be scary. It can be beautiful, actually, you know. So instead of going to locations, and I know I might make people mad when I say this, but not every location has a demon. For all you know, that location, that person,
drives me insane.
That's shocking.
Yeah,
Drives me insane.
So I have a prime example of this, right? So there's a place that I live near, probably about an hour away from me. It is an abandoned location. There's been a lot of paranormal teams going there and filming there. There's even been TV shows, Project Fear now. They've even went there and filmed. So this place, it's Norwich State Hospital. I'll just go and say it because it is a known location. But there, it's like my home away from home. I would always go there on my, like, any chance that I'd get my days off. I'd spend the whole day there just walking around, talking to them. I'd always bring food and flowers and things like that, and I'd sit and eat with them. And there was one time I remember I was driving home from work, and it's like I haven't been there in a while. I wrecked my car last fall, so it's taken a lot of time from. It's taken me away from it for a while, right? But when I was on my way home, and I had this, and a lot of people were saying it was a vision, right? But I just had this song come over the radio, and I haven't heard the song since I was in high school, right? And if you guys wanted to look it up later and listen to it, feel free to. I highly recommend that you guys do, because you might see what I saw. But basically, it's called "House of Hallways" by Go Radio, and in the song, he says, as there's a man that sits, and it's in this house of hallways. He sits on the stairs, and he's saying how the time doesn't exist here, and it's. For me, it was like I'm standing in the hallways of I'm standing in one of the hallways at Norwich, and I can see it so clearly. It's one of the halls in the Lippert building, for where it's like just a hall that connects from one side of it to the next, and there's a bunch of windows, and you can look out, and there's almost like the way that the building is set up. It's almost like a garden area here where the buildings are around it, but there's this open area, and then another one on the other side. So there's this like hall that goes through it. And it's like yellowish and greenish, like paint chippings and all of that. And it's like there's this man that's standing in the hallway, and as the lyrics are going, he's saying the lyrics out. Mm-hmm. It's almost like he's talking the lyrics and saying exactly how it feels being there. And so it's weird, because I go to sleep that night. I got super emotional, was like crying, and I'm like, I was just happy like 2 seconds ago. I don't know what the hell just happened. And I get home, I go to sleep, and I had this weird thing about Norwich and a robin, a bird, and it was a robin. I told my mom about it, and we go there, and there's this, we go inside of the men's ward, and we're always nervous to go in there. My mom gets like this weird vibe that she's like, I don't even like the building. I don't feel comfortable walking in. But for some reason, we went in, and the only side that was open at that moment was this door that you go right in, and it's like a hall stairwell, right? But on there, spray painted perfectly, almost as if somebody did a stencil, was this giant robin, and it said above it, "Am I dreaming?"
Wow.
Super interesting. Damn. And then I got drawn into this room, and I'm just following it, right? And I pulled out this app on my phone, because I didn't have any equipment with me. And on the app, it was the Ghost Tube apps, right?
Yeah.
I always take those kind of apps like grain of salt. If it's like relevant to what I'm talking about, then I'll kind of feed off of that question a little bit. But otherwise, I usually will just see like what pops up, right? So, and I use the one, it almost works like an obulus. So it just has like the words pop up and the phrases. And I was talking to the spirits in that room, and I just said that I felt like there was a spirit here that was trying to give me a message. And it said, "Only for you." So I told my mom, I turned around to my mom and said, "Out." I said, "This is for me only. You got to get out." And she sent me in the hall. I said, "Yes." I said, "For a little bit." I said, "You're all right." And then all of a sudden, I'm talking to it, and then it said, "Get out. Go." Oh. So it's almost like the whole energy just shifted. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it says, "Demon, get out." So I'm like, okay. So that's when I stopped. So that's why I talked to the spirit that I was speaking to, who's claiming he's a demon. And I said, first and foremost, I know you're not a demon. I'm just going to put that out there. I said, the feeling that I'm getting right now is a lot of anger. Mm-hmm. I said, but I don't think it's enough to make me consider, even put you in irrelevant of a demon. I said, I'm going to leave your room, because that's clearly what you want, is you just want to be left alone. And I'm going to respect that for you. I said, but I just want to make it clear that I know you're not a demon. Yeah. I feel like you're just a very angry spirit who just wants to be left alone, and I respect that. I said, so here, I'll say goodbye, and I hope you have a better night, And as soon as I walked out of that room, I go down the hall. Thank you. So for me, even if it says the word demon, how do we not know it's just a spirit that's like, hey, I saw that all of a sudden this thing that said demon, most people take off running, right? They leave.
Exactly.
So what if
that's exactly what I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
I know how to get rid of you. I'll just say I'm a demon.
That's exactly what they
now they just
exactly what you say. Or I'll growl at you or something.
Yeah.
Can you imagine somebody coming into your house day in and day out and just asking for you to do tricks, you are going to be pissed off. Like you
I
have
try
to
throwing
live
stuff.
this.
I'd be like, get out, flip a whole table if I can.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm gonna pretend I'm a demon. I'm a demon. I'm gonna scare the fuck out of you. So you just leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to do any more tricks.
And for
We'll
that,
get that all the time in the lock or in the Brick Rancher. We'll get Beelzebub,
All the time.
devil, demon.
yeah.
Like,
Well, not just that, but you also got to realize too how many people actually probably go into these places, right, and start asking for it,
yeah,
saying these names. So these spirits are picking up on these different names like that, and they're spitting those back out because they're like, "Oh, this freaks them out. Let's say this again." Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if people don't sit back and try to ask those questions, like, "Oh, you're a demon. What makes you a demon?" Or is it because of you're just pissed off and you just want to be left alone?
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's
latch
more
onto
spirit
it.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like somebody else actually said this too. What if it's not even just that? Like, what if these spirits, right? And we're in our heads, not even saying it, but like freaking out. Like, say this place is known, right, quote unquote, to have a demon there, and they go thinking in their head, "Oh my God, what if we run into something like that?" Right? And they're already freaked out. So what if the spirits are in their head because we know that they know exactly what we're thinking, and then they start playing off of that fear of yours.
Yeah.
Start manifesting into that
Yes.
shadow figure that you're seeing, or you know what I mean, making things. I've even had situations where I don't know how to explain this one. Yes, see exactly what paranormal theory said.
It's feeding the fear. It's like if you go in and you're fearful, they're going to figure out a way to make you real more fearful.
1 billion%.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, right? Like I've had my locations that have like investigations where it's just scared the living shit out of me. The Hinsdale house for one is that one. Reason being is because it's pulled something from my past, right? So for something like a location like that to pull something from my past that happened 7 years ago, that's what made me start thinking about things differently. Because I'm like, how did you even know about that? Because it's not like I went in there thinking about it. That's something in my past that I pushed back. But for you to bring that up, how did you know that?
Yeah.
It had me asking questions. That's where my mind, like when you get those experiences like that or like those responses like that, then you just stop and you just think. Now, I'm not saying what's there, obviously, is what a lot of people say is there. I think that there's just an extremely smart spirit there, or one that is maybe so high up in the spiritual realm, because I'm a full person believer that, like, when you pass, you get put back on Earth. Nicole, she's actually one of my friends that's been there and was there when something like that was pulled out. But you have, like, every time you pass away, right, depending on if you learned or not your life lesson, you might be stuck in that same spiritual realm. But if you end up learning from it, you go higher. So what if that entity, energy, or spirit, whatever people want to call it, right? Hi Haley, how's it going? What if it's so high up there that energetically, like, they're just that, because spirits are intelligent. So what if energetically they're just that intelligent that they can and pull past? Or what if that individual was a medium at one point, and so like that gift that they have, it goes even farther. It just makes your mind think. Sometimes I feel like I make my mind think to the point where I'm crazy.
There are so many possibilities.
Good point, though.
Yeah.
Mhm. So I have tried and ask these different things to these different spirits, and there are things that they can't tell us. Like I've already come up with this. Like I can ask them 100 billion things.
Yep.
They can tell me 100 billion things, but there are a certain amount of things that I can ask them that they will refuse to answer. One of them being,
that's these guys right there.
Yeah.
You can't get no information out of them. They refuse. They'll talk to you, but they won't. You ask them about the past, they don't want to talk about it.
No, they don't want to say. So
say
it's like the one spirit that I did get to like kind of open up to me, and I think she might have fucked up. I think she might have said something to me that she wasn't supposed to say.
Yeah.
Like she told me how like dimensions work and how they travel and like how they get to one place to another. And then like after that, I hadn't seen her at all. And she used to frequent my house all the time, and I haven't seen her at all. So, but there are just things that in that theory that you came up with that, you were just talking about, there are things that I've asked. I'm like, can you hear our thoughts? Can you hear what we're saying? Like, is there a way? They just refuse to answer, all of them.
I've actually, so I've asked that question before because I was so curious, because I'm like, do you believe spirits can be multiple places at the same time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah.
100%.
So sorry, I lost my whole train of thought with that. That one. What were you just saying? What were you
About how I had asked them if they can hear our thoughts or if they can like manipulate what we're thinking.
Mm-hmm. So I asked that one time. I don't remember what location. I think I might have asked at a couple different locations. I think I asked it when I investigated at Crescent Sanatorium, and I've also asked it at a Norwich, and I want to say it was the X-ray room that I was in. But I asked, like, it wasn't anything like that. But I asked, how is it right that we see you and we can see you in different ways? However it is that you want to show us, however much you want to show us, you can show us a whole black shadow figure, right? Sometimes you can even show us a whole white figure. Sometimes you show us like just the outfit that you're wearing. And then sometimes there's so much of detail of you that we can exactly see exactly who you are. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I was curious, how do you see us? What is it that we look like to you guys? I've had like a shadow, black, right? Was the answer, black. Another one was color.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like they see us in which energies and things like that. What if they, like, I was thinking like almost like, how people talk about like the auras and things like that. So that's kind of where that thought came into mind. But it was just interesting, the different responses that you'd get. And it almost makes you wonder, depending on the spirit, how intelligent are they?
Yeah.
Is it the more intelligent that they are, the more that they can see of us?
Yeah, because we've gotten hazy and distorted before.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Yeah. And then for the mediums, like for us, Rhonda, like almost every single spirit that I've spoken to, they always say that we light up like a lighthouse.
Spotlight. It's like everywhere you walk, there's a spotlight that shines right underneath you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've gotten. So it blows my mind, the different possibilities like that.
Yeah. We were talking to somebody, I think it was it Matt that we were talking to a few weeks ago? I can't remember. But he came up, he said that the spirits, they're not allowed to mention or to say certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not allowed to, they have rules that they have to follow. And if they break these rules, then there's consequences to, these things. Like we aren't supposed to know these things.
Yeah.
And so I think like some of the stuff that we're questioning, like how can you communicate with us?
Mm-hmm.
Are we able to, can you read my thoughts? Like, or the woman Nan, her name is Nan, the woman that frequented my house. Like I haven't seen her since she told me about all of that stuff. These rules are set in place because we're not allowed to know this stuff at all. Like it could just, I don't know if it fucks with us in the future or if it just like distorts like things that we're supposed to be going down or
secrets.
Almost.
It makes it seem that way and makes it more intriguing because now you want to know even more. It's like the people you're allowed to touch or know, you just want to know even more. I've got this,
because questions open questions open questions.
Yeah.
Exactly that. I've got what is it like saying with the way that they show us. I have this doll, right? And a lot of people don't think it's haunted because of obviously the doll that it is, which it's fine. I have so much evidence and proof from this specific doll that it's like, so it's like, the jigsaw doll.
These can inhibit any vessel. Like it doesn't matter what.
Oh, this one, it was never haunted to begin with. That's the issue. So this doll is the jigsaw doll, Billy, right? The guy that like, rides on the trike, right? So at the time, this is when I was working for the other company, and my boss knows that I hate clowns and I hate dolls. So what better idea was to get a doll that's literally both, right? And I came into my office one day and he's sitting right there. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, come on, who did this? And my boss is over there laughing. But then I'm like, See, his name's I call him Damien. That's the first thing that popped into my head when I was thinking about a name. So I'm like, as much as I don't want to name you that, I guess this is going to be your name. So what I did was try it out for a social experiment, and brought him out to Crescent. The whole thing was if people take photos with him, you tag us in it, we'll share it. It was just like a marketing idea that I had to try. We're just going to see, right? And then we were going to Crescent, and we were supposed to do a live stream that night there. So like the last minute, my boss was like, well, let's take him into F block, building F, right? Which, if you've been to Crescent, it's probably one of the most active buildings there, and you have every type of energy. I've had things thrown at me there. I've heard audible sounds like snaps and equipment going off. It's insane. But I'll never forget, we sat him up in the middle of the hallway, and we're doing the investigation. We're talking. We had the live stream set up. We had the tripwire down the hall leading down to Damien, and something in there just all of a sudden, like it was chucked across the room, and nobody was in the building because we walked through the halls of the rooms before to make sure, so we didn't have anything that would interrupt or contaminate any kind of real evidence that we could have had. And when that happened, we all took off. We all took off, and none of us wanted to go back to get the doll. So he stayed at the location for a week because we were up there for a few days. We didn't want to take him back, and when I finally saw him again, I'm like, oh, he doesn't look the same. And
wow.
So, I'm like, okay, we take him back to the office. I put him into the office, and things started moving, and nothing moved in my office before. I had this 10.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly that. From U.S. State Prison. And I had this glass case that I had a lot of my objects in, right? And I had the ball center and the chains that came around, right? That was moved, mind you, 10 pounds, right? So that's got some weight to that. How is it that was all of a sudden shifted over 2 inches? So when I saw that, that's when I'm like, okay, something's going on here. Some little things, I'm like, maybe I moved it and just my memory's shit and I forgot, right? Mm-hmm. But for that to move, and I'm like, when I left the office, right, I had taken a photo anyways because I had just put him in front of that with this book in his hand. I was doing some sort of a story, and it was just some stupid thing like, good night, everybody. Damien's off reading bedtime stories to the spirits or something like that, right? And then I remember I moved him back, and I took a picture, and I left the office, came back the next day. I was the first one in the office, and that ball was moved. It's not like any janitors come in or anything like that. That ball's never moved prior. And since him coming back, it's like, okay, you're not noticing these other things. Let me move something to make you notice it.
Wow.
I noticed it. After that, we put cameras up in the office because I was like, I didn't trust anything in that office anymore. And
exactly.
But here's the thing: is I started using him as a little trying to scare people in the office. I'd set him up somewhere, right? Yeah. So what I have now is what I've gotten to know about him. He won't tell you everything. He definitely won't tell you his real name. If you ask him his name, he says Damien through the EVP recordings that I have. If you ask him for photos, one guest at Rolling Hills, I had the doll set up upstairs, right? And I set him up. Be like, you know what, Rolling Hills, they have that gift shop area where you kind of know those tables, kind of like a recharge spot or the hub, And I set him up there with all the banners and stuff. And a guest was just taking all sorts of photos with him, giving him cookies. She's like, here, I feel like you need these, right? And I always joked. I said, he's a real ladies' man. A lot of women get drawn to him, and then they take photos. And when they leave, he just looks like he has this, he just radiates happiness and joy. It's the weirdest thing. And I laugh about it all the time. And I'll never forget. And I have the photo of this still. And she's in the basement. Nobody else is with her. Not even the doll. And this is why I always leave him in the same spot, because there's always a test with him.
Please don't tell me that you took a picture of this doll behind this woman. No,
she took a photo, a selfie in the mirror down there. And there she is standing right behind.
Oh my gosh.
No, fuck. No, thank you.
I'll send it into you guys as one of the messages.
Listen, I'm out. Thank you so much for the kind,
as the doll. During that time, he had the suit on, just like in the movie. His hair was down, and as soon as she's like, "Hey, I think I got a photo of your doll," and I'm like, "What?" let me see. And I'm looking at it, and I just saw it, and I just looked up at the other investigators, like, that's Damien.
Oh
I've
my
seen him in the office,
God.
peeking into
I'm
the
just
other
sending
office,
to John Zaffis.
and literally is just, I'm like, I see him as a
John
doll.
Zaffis
He shows himself
literally
as
had
a
a-
doll. He's a child. He literally, and I don't know if he's an actual child or if he is a spirit because he's from Crescent. So you have a lot of different, from mental
Right.
tuberculosis to inmates and all of that, right? So it could be anything like that. But you're having this, so he could be a man with the mind state of a child, right?
Right.
But he's just like the doll in the movies because of the fact that I ended up having him around and scaring people in the office. He enjoys being a trickster spirit. So the light that I'm using right now, right? One of the interviews that I did or podcast, it literally died when I was cleaning everything up, right? I was closing my laptop down, I was unplugging things, and it died. 2 hours later, I'm laying in bed, right? And I'm watching the
God.
channel. All my lights are off because I'm watching a horror movie, obviously. So I like to, get the
Listen,
ambient
that's
sound.
the worst time.
No bullshit. It was standing on my stand exactly how it is. It just died. I flipped the switches to really make sure. I'm like, okay, it's dead. I'll deal with that later, right? All of a sudden, I'm sitting there watching this movie, and the corner of my eye, you see this bright flash. You see how bright it is. That
The
bright,
movie would be turned off.
and then it turns on, and I literally was like, no fucking.
Nope.
I got up and I flipped the switch because I was like, that thing was dead. There's no way. It wasn't turning back on. But where was the light? Damien's downstairs with my mom because she likes to put him in his room. She treats him like a grandchild. So, but
Part of the
light
family.
Yes.
right by him. And I just looked at him. I was like, we're playing these games tonight? Please not tonight. Like, of all things, let's not. Tomorrow we can. If you want to play tomorrow, we can play tomorrow. But
Does he respect your boundaries like that, though? Like when you set the boundaries with him, does he listen?
he does. I think, well, if I
Good.
don't give him enough attention, that's when he usually is like, hey, I'm still here. So it's funny because with him, I used to take him around everywhere. That's how he's always happy. And it's funny because I always imagine in my head, he's some kid running around these asylums, right? And it's like, haha, I can leave the doll. I get to travel. You guys are stuck here. And then I just imagine these other spirits are like going after him. He's running back to me like, Drew, help. Being that right? And he does. He did. Yeah.
Damien looked like Zach Bagans these days.
I'm like,
We
why?
want answers.
Why does he look like Zach Baggins? She's like, I didn't mean for him to. I was like, oh my god, it goes off. But no, like I did an investigation with him or a couple EVPs with him the other day, and
Heidi ho.
one of the things that I asked was, why do you, why do you stay around here? You used to travel. You don't get to travel anymore. Not as much as you used to. And then what came through was family. And I was, it touched my heart because I was like, holy shit, he knows that I take care of him here. My mom, like, there's sometimes I walk down and I go to get a cup of coffee and there's no coffee. And I'm like, what happened? And I go and she's like, I was having coffee with Damien. We had a coffee date this morning. And she does a whole thing. So he's very much loved here. When I go to places still now, I take him because if I can get him out a little bit, then I will. At the end of the day, he protects me. He walks.
Is he in the house with you?
Yes, he's downstairs right now. My mom has him set up
We
down
need
there.
a picture.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to see this infamous
Me
Damon.
too.
If you want, I can run down there real quick and grab him.
Yes,
Go get him.
He's
please.
part of the show.
He's part of the
Go get him.
Come on, Damien. Come make your famous.
Make your
debut.
presence felt. Hope it's not one of those things we have to ask permission to look at him like Robert the
He
doll
likes
or
certain-
whatever.
I don't think he's like Robert the doll.
Have Damien showing up at our houses.
No, thank
We'll have
you.
Damien and Caitlin go on a date or something.
Oh, that's right. He looks like Saw.
Caitlin be like, hey,
Oh, hey.
hey.
No, you can't unsee this. Oh, God.
Oh Lord.
It's going to be a cursed show.
This
Oh,
is. He looks almost like a.
Oh my God, he does look like Zach Bagans.
Oh, it's worse.
It does.
Bagel bites.
Look at this.
Oh,
was like,
Oh, my God.
Hey, sir.
Hey
Oh.
there, Damien.
Yeah, he's great. Like I said, he's a ladies' man. He loves fruity candy. Don't get him anything chocolate. These are things that I found out has to be fruity.
Some
He likes
Skittles,
Starburst,
Starburst.
Skittles, huh?
You said it. Skittles are his favorite. That's what a lot of people give him is Skittles. So yeah, he's got a whole candy bowl down here from people that have on events. People would literally like people who've been to past events that know about him come back and they're like, "We brought you Skittles, Damien. We're back again." Like it's great. He loves it. He loves the attention of it all. And I mean, like I said, he doesn't cause harm to anybody here. He doesn't. He's very protective though of me, especially, and of everybody in his house. So, but he's. I feel like he's on retirement a little bit. He doesn't act up as much as he used to. It's more or less like if he's wanting the attention more so. So.
I feel like he's telling you, "Don't tempt me, dude. Don't."
He's
tempt
like,
me.
I feel like he literally side-eyed you. He was like, really?
I feel like you got side-eyed there too.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure I did. Because if he really wanted to, he would. There was times, what was it? I've gotten things from him. For instance, I don't know if this is him or not, but considering the timing of it all, I was heading to Crescent, and by this point he was already haunted. Like it's been a few months. And I tell this story to everybody because I'm like, I don't know if this was him. If it was, God help anybody who, tries to send anything bad my way or anything. But there was this truck driver behind me, and we were on our way to Crescent, and he was just being a total jerk on the highway, riding my ass. Like, even though he could easily go around me, like I wasn't in the fast lane or nothing, and he's just being a total jerk. And, next thing you know, I'm like, dude, like you can go like pass by all of this stuff, right? And he hears me having my road rage, and next thing you know, this dude ends up speeds past, cuts over, and it's kind of raining a little bit, so like you just splashed a whole bunch of shit all over my car, and now you're like so close in front of me. I kind of had to slam on my brakes a little bit, so it was just like this whole thing. And I'm like, fuck, dude, like turned to the left lane, got away from him, and kept driving. He ended up passing me again. This time he was whatever. Go a little farther, and he's on the side of the road. Hood's up, engine smoking. I stopped at the nearest gas station. I was like, oh shit, that fucking sucks, Went to the gas station, grabbed a couple waters, and the total was 666. I didn't even notice it. I was like, oh shit, dude, you got 666. I'm like, what? And I looked down, and then I got back into the car, and I'm driving, and I'm sitting there thinking about it, and I look in my mirror, and I see Damien just grinning, and I'm like, was that you? Like, please tell me that wasn't you that just did that.
He said, I got you.
I
I
got
get
you.
you.
That happened like that a second time with another driver coming back from Rolling Hills. So I'm like,
Yeah.
and it's always when he's in the car with me.
Listen, I need me a Damien. I need one of those protection dolls.
I feel like a part of me kind of saved him in a weird way, and he kind of saved me a little bit.
Aww.
I feel like I have a puppy on my hands, like how they're like, it saved me, and
Yeah.
Who saved who?
The doll. Like, did he really save me, or did he just attach to me? We'll never know. But I don't have any like weird situations enough that makes me want to, like, he's not put in a box. This is I put it around him at first because I was not sure about it, but now I feel like it's just like his little bling. Like I said, I heard you guys talking about little catchphrases from back in the days. But yeah, his little bling. He represents other teams, locations. We went to one in I don't know if you guys have heard of Addie Gaddis and Adam Kimmel. Addie, Addie is one of my good friends, and she calls herself, Aunt Addie. This is her little nephew. She's like, here you go, my little nephew needs a shirt. So he represents Fairfield and all of them. So
very cool.
That's amazing.
Make sure that he shares his support. So
Well, thank you for sharing him with us.
I'm glad to meet him.
Dang,
We have
man.
a guest star on the show.
Seriously, I've never
That's
heard
awesome.
a
Cameo.
about the
Oh,
dog
he
on the
loved
show
that
before.
too.
If we had known, we would have included him on the banner.
Yeah, we put him on the advertisements. Maybe
I
next time
know.
we want-
People
We
told me
love
that he needs his
you.
own Instagram page. I was like, let's not go to that extent because then it's gonna get to
It's good to his head. You want to be
yeah.
like,
His head is big enough. We don't need to make it.
yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna need Zach Bagans, Mr. Bagel Bites himself, to take a look at him because he is twinning
Yeah.
Little Mr. Mini-Me over there.
I might throw a photo up there and tag him. See what happens.
Listen, I'm so serious. Please do it. I just want to see if
Might even create a little video with it all, like, we want answers.
We want answers.
So, but yeah, some of my little pride and joy. He's one of my like most prized possession as one. And I have the Maccabees in the back, mainly Mrs. Maccabee.
Ooh.
She's the talk of it all, and everybody. Every time that somebody goes to her, I always ask like, who do you feel more drawn to in there? And they're always like the female. I'm like, yeah, yep. She did the same thing. To me.
Same, sis. Same.
Yep. So,
man,
Well, guys, we're getting towards the end.
Yep.
Man, we had a good. It was a good show.
yeah,
We have a lot more we could talk about, which means we got to bring you back.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be happy to come on. This was a fun time. I enjoyed talking with all of you guys.
yeah.
So I love
Awesome.
podcasts that it's always a good time and everybody's like has like all that good energy and we're just
Yeah.
laughing. So, yeah, I really like this
Fun
one.
Always
conversations.
fun hanging out with like-minded people.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Better than that.
Exactly. Well, if you could let people know how they can get in touch with you or check out some of your photography and everything. Yep, he lost his glasses.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can't see.
Yeah, now he looks pissed, right? You guys can all, if you guys are interested in photos and things like that, you guys can hit up my Facebook and Instagram page. It's under Haunted Raven Photography. If you guys are looking for more paranormal and paranormal events wise, things like that, you guys can just look it up on Facebook. It's pretty much the same across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It is the Haunted Raven. So
Awesome.
and this year I'm hoping to start my YouTube up because I want to start filming more and getting myself out there that way as well.
Do you know how many people had messaged me and was like, "Oh my God, you're gonna have the Haunted Raven on your podcast? He's so amazing." I was like, I have heard so many good things about you.
I appreciate
So
that.
many good things. So
I appreciate that a lot. Because I'm always down and hard on myself. So like, because I always am trying. It's not like I'm trying to be better than anybody else. It's more like I'm challenging myself, and I'm my biggest critic and my biggest enemy, and that'll always be like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes I forget, how people see things of me, how they perceive me, how my photos look, and what they mean to them. Sometimes even people that go on investigations with me, I always end up with a lot of good feedback, and it's always nice for me, not on an ego level, but on a level for where it's like, okay, I know I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of us, we question, are we on the right path? Is this what we are supposed to do? And then we get all of that feedback to us, and it's like, okay, like you guys are the reason as to why I keep going.
yeah,
It's good to be reminded
Mhm.
every once in a while that what you're doing is making a difference
Mhm.
to people.
Yeah, you have so
And,
many people that love you. So many fans.
I appreciate that a lot. And, it's because of all of them as to why I continue to do what I do. And it's pushing me to go even farther than a lot,
Mhm.
So I
Get
appreciate
lost in the woods in Romania.
Listen,
Don't
do
get
not
lost in
disappear.
here, Romania.
Do not disappear.
Do not disappear.
Send help. I'm
See,
somewhere
now-
of interest.
If we
You
don't
have
hear
to
back
come-
from you, we will send help.
Send help.
Yeah.
please.
Right.
9 times
We're
out of
gonna
10,
have you-
I'm probably lost.
We're going to have you back, so now you can't get lost.
I know.
Oh, now, no, I'm
in the
like,
woods in
sorry,
Romania.
You and Damien.
today.
Got
I
something
have-
else to
I
do.
have a
Yeah,
Paranormal.
You-
The freaking officer.
exactly.
So
So you need
No,
to go
that-
back so you can.
I appreciate this a lot.
Well, we appreciate you very much, and thank you for
Yeah.
coming on. And
It's
we'll talk to
amazing.
you soon.
Yeah, sounds good, guys. I appreciate everything. Thank you so much.
Thank
and thank you to
you.
everybody else that watched and stuff like that and tuned in. It was a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
Definitely go check out his pages. Go check out his pictures,
Yes.
and
And
we'll
follow
have him
him.
back. Yes, follow him, stalk him. Maybe not
I don't
stalk
stalk him.
Like, I don't know.
No. Listen.
Definitely. And I'm trying to open up more too with like taking photos of people. So like if
Mhm.
Nice.
people that are interested in that, shoot me a message. and
Hey,
we can
you know
talk.
what? If you're in Virginia, you come to the cabin on 360.
Actually,
That is
I do have plans of trying to come investigate anyway, so we can definitely be in talks if you want photos done.
Yeah, we could probably get you to Belgrove Plantation as well.
Absolutely, I'd be happy to. And then, like I tell everybody else when I do photos, any photos of mine that I take, they're yours to use to help boost your locations out and advertise them. So
We've got a haunted doll at the cabin named Caitlin. We can have set up a date between Damien and Caitlin.
I'm so serious.
It
Caitlin
would
would be
be
like, "Hey,
yeah,
Oh, hey.
wherever I go, he goes. Set up a little play date for them and see what happens. Actually, I'd be curious to set them up in a room with a camera and putting
No joke. Put them in the room and put some cameras up, and we just go somewhere else.
my
That would be
God,
awesome.
I'm
What
so
happened?
serious. We need to make this happen. So
Yeah.
serious.
Yes,
yeah, it's definitely going to be in the works ASAP.
that
We
would be
should
amazing.
put them up in the Pearl.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, that's the bordello in the cabin. So that's where all the action
Where's
takes
it gonna
place.
happen?
Doll on doll action.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Doll,
Game.
doll only fans going over there.
Only ghosts.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah, we can start an OnlyFans.
Oh my God, it's funny because I saw a meme of Damien where somebody did some AI thing with it, and he looked like a stripper or something. Oh my God, at this point, Jesus, yeah, no, absolutely. I've been wanting to come out to you guys' locations anyway, so I'd be glad to at any point.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and we'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely, thank you guys.
Be safe out there.
Bye.
Bye. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Really enjoyed that
I like
conversation.
him a lot. He's really fun.
Yep.
I like him a lot. I like Damien. Damien is pretty badass. Little mini Zach Bagans.
Yeah, you're right. The girl was right. It does look like Zach Bagans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
My
Big
God.
delicious. That was pretty awesome. Next week we have the Mason House Bed and Breakfast from Iowa
Ooh.
Nice.
going on the show. So that'll be fun. And then week after that, we're talking to Rory Sonia about star seeds. We're gonna
I
open
am
up about
so
aliens.
excited. I am so excited. I
Me
have so
too.
many questions. I've got like 3 pages of questions. I'm probably not even gonna.
I mean, I've already talked to her, so it's be more about you guys asking her questions. I've had her on the show before, so I'm gonna open it up to you guys.
Sure.
I'm so excited.
I mean, I still want to talk to her, but let me be let you guys take the lead.
Oh,
And what do you have coming up on the show on the Orion Effect there,
I
Rhonda?
meant to message Howie because I really don't know. I'm not sure what
It'll
we
be a
have.
surprise to all of us.
Yep.
But we're not gonna wait till Sunday to get back together again. Oh no, Tuesday.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
We are going to rock the fuck out Sunday night on the
You
freaking
gotta do it
awesome.
right, Ryan. Do it right.
Rock on. We're doing 1990s into early 2000s
heavy metal.
heavy metal.
Yeah.
I feel like
My
Ryan
era.
has been all day going, who are these people?
What
Uh-huh.
are what is
I thought I knew them.
I've been listening to Pantera all fucking day long.
I've got to figure out what songs I'm going to put on the list.
If you need
Do
help,
you
we
know
got
any heavy metal songs?
I mean, I know Bon Jovi.
That's
not heavy metal.
That's hair
I'm just
metal.
kidding.
Ryan,
Sure.
let us know if you need a list.
I know Foreigner.
Right.
Oh
I
my
am my
goodness.
music. She was
Europe.
like your
It's the
screamo music.
final countdown.
Oh no, there's no Europe. Allowed.
I'll probably put some Guns N' Roses on there.
You're getting better.
A little
You're getting
bit.
warmer.
Who else is
You're
even-
getting
is even-
warmer.
Like
Metallica.
How about
Pantera,
Megadeth?
Slipknot, System of a Down.
How about Alice Cooper? Is that heavy metal?
That would be
Is that classic
close
rock?
enough. We would allow that.
Yeah,
That would be allowed.
yeah. Alice in Chains.
Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin
is
is not
not
heavy
heavy
metal.
metal.
No, that's more like country blues.
That's classic. I wouldn't say that's country. That'd be classic
it's
rock.
kind of like it's on the cusp.
It's more
of-
classic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the cusp of country, like blues, classic rock.
Classic
No,
rock.
we're
yeah.
we're heavy metal.
I'll look up the playlist of the heavy metal songs. I'll have the most
Go
generic heavy
find some
metal
Judas
songs, too.
Priest.
Howie was like posting like a
Breaking the
million,
law.
like my songs are
There
gonna
you
get
go.
wrong.
Judas Priest, Breaking the Law would be fine.
Yes, breaking the law, breaking the law. Listen,
We got the
oof.
coolest, like it goes dun 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 dun
Yeah, you can totally do that one.
God, that was an awesome song.
I'm gonna need you to buy a wig, like a long wig, Ryan, and just like
He's a
I'm gonna
mullet.
buy the mullet wig.
yes, I need you to rock out on Sunday, dude. I'm gonna wear my hair
Okay.
down. I'm
Gonna
gonna get
get
up.
some Aquanet.
Listen,
Yes,
Here.
get my cornet, my white rain.
your white
Hairspray.
rain. Listen, I had a pet
Rain.
bird, a white
Rain.
pet bird back in the day named White Rain.
White
After
rain.
that,
That was my nickname in high school, actually.
huh?
That was my nickname in high school.
White Rain.
Rain.
Shut up.
I'm not sure.
Mm.
I have questions
Oh my
now.
God.
I have questions.
I have so many
Why?
questions.
Why?
I've had so many nicknames in high school. It's freaking amazing.
White Rain. So from now on,
There's a story behind this.
Just call me White Rain. White Rain.
where's White Rain at?
Right here.
Where's
He's
WW?
now called Whitebeard.
Yes.
Where's
Santa
WR?
Claus.
WR.
WR. That was it. WR for call me White Rain or WR for short. My friends call me White Rain. It's like some like Native American name or something.
Oh
My friends
God.
call me White Rain.
White Rain.
White Rain. Shh. I got you. I have to do that too. Shh.
Oh dear.
Spirit fingers. All right, this show has gone off the rails as it usually does at 10:19 at night on a Tuesday. So we're going to end this show and tell you we'll be back here Sunday night, same freaking awesome time,
Same freaking awesome channel.
Same freaking awesome show.
Yeah.
We're hope Teresa will join us
Yes.
on Sunday for our heavy metal
Teresa
show.
needs to come be a guest.
Yes, gotta show some Ontario, Canada, some love, eh?
Yeah.
Eh?
Eh?
We'll drink some Tim Hortons.
Eh?
Hey, she
And
said
we'll-
she will.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We
I
like
actually
it.
bought some Tim Hortons coffee in a Keurig cup, like Keurig pod. So I am all about the Canadian life. I watch
What is Tim
Ken and
Hortons
Ken.
coffee?
There's a restaurant up there. It's like a like Canadian. Maybe there's some up in Buffalo, New York too. It's like a hamburger place, but apparently they have good pancakes there too. I think.
I like pancakes.
So,
I like pancakes.
yeah, have to do a road trip to get some Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons.
Don't you know?
Egg.
Hey, hey.
Egg.
We play hockey. We'll play, hockey. We'll talk about hockey. You know, maybe some what's that show? Curling. Talk about curling and maple syrup. All the fun
Maple syrup
Canadian
is
stuff.
So stupid. Just the most like quintessential Canadian shit.
Yes. We'll compare maple syrups and stuff.
Just
'Cause we need a
stereotyping the
pancake.
fuck out of Canada right now.
We're doing shots. She's up there doing shots of maple syrup. Oh, we kid before we kid because we
Right.
care. We may have
Listen,
we may have
That's
lost.
what Teresa, you have to like
That's
tell us
the
all the
end.
stuff we
We
don't
switch
know about Canada.
And she probably thinks. I mean, we're in the South. She probably thinks we're down here in overalls with a straw hat and a piece of wheat coming out of our mouth.
something or like
Well,
Well,
Yeah,
Ryan
guns
was
and
right before the
murder.
show. Then he took his overalls off.
I did. I could put my overalls back on with no shirt on.
Seriously.
You know,
Put your straw
gotta
hat
go.
on.
Gotta use the outhouse.
You gotta
after
clean it
this.
with your gun.
Yeah,
Your old gun.
gotta clean my gun.
And your flag.
All that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh.
I put this little facade on, but we all know what we're really doing. We all know what's
We all
up.
know what's up.
You all know what's up. All right, guys. Thank you, Heaven, for watching. Thanks for all the people who love Drew tuning in. All Brittany. There was Nicole Nightfall turned in.
Ooh.
Freaking Haley Cox was on here for a little bit. Paranormal Theory, which we're gonna have them on the show here in July.
Woo-hoo.
So you can taste what to expect in a freaking awesome paranormal show. And yeah. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Farice, for tuning in. Thank you for having a sense of humor about our jokes and stuff.
Oh,
Heaven, we miss you too. Hopefully we'll have you back on. We'll have you on for a reaction video. And yeah, it will be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you Sunday night.
And the freaks get freaky.
Ready to rock the F on.
Bye.
All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.